Hello, everyone. This is King President Grover Cleveland here with a message for the women. You can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hey everybody, I'd like to promise a better show than yesterday, but I don't think I can do that because I didn't see yesterday's fiasco coming from a mile away. So what happened on yesterday's show was all of a sudden my computer froze, and for like 53 minutes, it was just a black screen. And I thought I jumped back into the show on my phone while I was waiting for my computer to restart. So I was like, I was continuing to draw the page. Then I went to get a cup of tea. I brought the camera with me and showed where I go to get a cup of tea. And I was showing some books on my shelf and showing some future pages that I had penciled. And then when I got back on, I realized, oh wait, I have to let myself join into the show from where I started it. I couldn't end the broadcast or anything, so because the computer was down, which seems so weird to me that you can only control it from one spot. Maybe there's some other thing I could have done, but whatever that might be, I didn't do it. So it was a disaster. But I brought the show into After Effects last night and condensed it down. I'll re-upload that without the 50 minutes of just a blank screen. So it's a 45-minute show, but I'll have to do that either tomorrow or another day. So yeah, in any case, I gotta get to drawing. I haven't even finished paneling this page, so let's see here. Okay. Got all my vertical lines. I gotta get these horizontal ones in. I'm using a Copic multiliner, black. I better set an alarm for myself. I don't think I'll get to this point, but I just gotta make sure I gotta make sure I wrap it up by a certain time. And God said, "Let there be light." And the devil said, "Ah, shoot." This is a 0.8. I usually use a 0.5, but I've worn my good ones out. I have another 0.5 I could use, but on that brand, it's not Copic. it seems a little fine, a little too fine for 0.5, if you ask me. It's getting hairy. I gotta get me a handful of 0.5s, maybe a handful of 0.8s too, because I kind of like this. This is a little perfect. I like the 0.8. So this is just Bonehead and this alien. They got teleported, I guess, to this desert. Now they're just arguing. Bonehead saying something like, "How am I supposed to get back home?" He goes, "I don't know, and I don't care." See, the alien was after that potion that Bonehead had swiped from the laboratory. Bonehead was taking it so they couldn't close down the factory. The poison factory, so he wouldn't lose his job. But this alien seems to want that same thing. That same potion. And then the guards grabbed both of them and threw them in the teleporter and sent them to this desert. Okay, so that's the panels. In all my gutters throughout the book, they're 2 millimeters. Is that it? Millimeters? Yeah. 2 millimeters wide. No. Yes. No. It's 1, 2, 3, an eighth of an inch. That's what it is. That's what all my gutters are, an eighth of an inch. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Oh. I got me some Lindor Truffles here. 70% cocoa. 70% dark, that is. So I like me the dark chocolate. Oh, this one's falling apart. Look at that. Gnarly. Dark chocolate makes me happy. Let's get to inking. Come on, sucker. It's good, but Should be darker. Dude, I don't know if they have like an 80 or a 90. But I might spring for that next time. Yeah, so in yesterday's show, I do eventually come back. But it's like there's a 50-minute gap. So if you want to watch yesterday's stream, there's like a total of 45 minutes of me on screen. If I go from the second panel to like the end of the fourth or something like that. So you miss like me drawing 2 panels or something out of the 6. But other than that, I'm just screwing around. I'm like in my hallway looking at books and stuff, and I'm boiling a cup of tea. So you don't miss a tremendous amount. And it was annoying because I was holding my phone in one hand and drawing with the other, and I couldn't really focus on what this hand was doing while I was focusing on this hand, you know? So that was annoying. And it was all for no reason because none of it was filmed. Because I had to let myself like here when a guest joins, I have to like click on them to let them join. And I didn't think about that part. But there should be something on like when my guests are invited and they come in, there should be something telling them that, and maybe there is, I don't know. I don't think there is. Something telling them that they're not on the air until like something reminding them that they're not on the air until the host clicks them in. Because like whenever my dad comes in or somebody, they're always like talking away. I can see them talking and talking. It's like they don't realize I can't hear them or really see them. I guess I can see the little thumbnail of them talking. But they think they're just barging in on the show, you know? Okay. Ooh. I wonder if there's another show where because I feel like I've done that before, where I switched to my phone in the show. And I wonder if I did that then, where it was like just a black screen, because I didn't let myself in. I wonder. If I did do that before, it's been a long time. I'm not sure if that's actually happened before. Hey, wait up. Just trying to get this point a little more pronounced. Maybe this one. So yesterday was Ash Wednesday, and I was walking around all day with ashes on my forehead, and I was just getting looked at like I was a psychopath. I sent a. Let me see if I've got it. I sent a picture to my family saying, that was the weirdest Rob Zombie concert I've ever seen. Referring to the Ash Wednesday Mass. I thought it was funny. But yeah, I was getting looks from especially kids who were like, did you know you have some dirt on your face? Or I gotta ask, what's with that and his coworker was like, it's Ash Wednesday, dude. Oh, hi. Hi, Crimson. Our vampiric friend. How have you been? Pretty good. I was on yesterday and just it was a train wreck show. But today, so far, so good. Oh, my computer froze I don't know, like half an hour into the broadcast. I think 20 minutes into the broadcast. And I tried to jump in on my phone. I thought I jumped in on my phone, but I didn't while I was restarting my computer. And meanwhile, the broadcast was just going, but it was a black screen. And then eventually I did get back in and finish the page, but on camera. But yeah, there's a 50-minute block where there's nothing on screen. But I'll cut out all the dead air and re-upload that one, I think. Maybe tomorrow. It happens. Bonehead. Seems like it's working fine today. Yeah. I don't know. And then even after that, like after I got off of the stream, the computer was acting really weird the rest of the night, like really sluggish and slow the rest of the night. But today it hasn't been giving me any issues. That's why I'm glad I'm inking this by hand. I'm not quite at the computer's mercy, but because I'm determined to ink the whole thing on stream, I guess I still am. So I don't know. I've worked on other projects that I've worked on where I was doing it all on the computer. I always end up getting frustrated because, yeah, I'm depending on a computer that before long doesn't want to cooperate anymore. It seems like every time at some point. Okay. Yeah, technology is great when it works. Like, I was trying to make all these videos a while back to play on this channel, and everything I was making, or everything I was trying to make, which not a whole lot, but it was mostly things I wanted to make, but I gave up on because every time I tried to make something, I couldn't export it from Adobe. And I thought it was user error, but it was like a glitch, and I had to re-download it. But I didn't realize that for the longest. I think for like 2 months, because I think that was the first thing I tried was reinstalling it, and it still didn't work. So I tried like a number of other things. Eventually, I tried reinstalling it again, and then now it works fine. So it's like, come on, I need this stuff to work. But yeah, maybe I'll make some videos soon to play on this channel. You been doing digital drawings lately? Do you what kind of stuff do you draw? Do you have like an Instagram or anything you want to push? You might have told me what kind of stuff you draw. I don't remember that. It depends. The last 3 things have been little ideas I've based on people. I've had based on people. I did one of. I just remembered you do all kinds of stuff. I did one of my streamer friends in a bathtub full of bubbles after a comment she made in a game. The other one was a friend who was being super flirty to the one in the bath on stream. So I did her being a flirty gamer. Yesterday, I did a baby sloth looking worried, looking as a demonic severed toe because this weekend my friend is doing the Toe of Satan challenge on his stream. And he loves sloths, so I did the sloth. Oh. Wait, what's the Toe of Satan challenge? Oh, 9 million Scoville rated candy lollipop. There's a show a while back where I do what was it? The Pocky one chip challenge. It's a while back, like maybe this past summer. Yeah, it was in the summer at some point, where I opened the show by eating this. Like, I think it was 9 million Scoville potato chip. You have to keep it in your mouth for 5 minutes without taking it out or anything. Yeah, this one I waited like 20 minutes or something before I would even take a sip of tea. I ate the whole thing. I stayed on camera, I think, the whole time, and like waited till it passed until I started inking my page. I toughed it out. Yeah, that was the second thing I'd done like that around that time. I think earlier in the summer, like maybe a couple months earlier, I had done like what do you call it? It was like the hottest candy bar, but it was just like a square of it. At some graduation party I went to, they were trying to get everybody to have a square of it. But it's a lollipop, you said? Oh yeah, you know that one. I haven't heard of this lollipop. That one's got to like sit in your mouth and dissolve, and it keeps going. Is that right? Ooh, that sounds that sounds torturous. It's called Satan's Toe, or the Toe of Satan. I don't know how fast it melts. Most who finish the 5 minutes still have a big toe on a stick. Yeah. I will check that one out. And I like spicy stuff. I like spicy stuff a lot, but like that stuff's just mean. It's fun for like just a novelty, but it is just wicked bad. that doesn't cooperate with you? Can't make it work? Oh, it was removed. I knew you had stomach issues. I have a lot of reflux issues. If I have spicy stuff, it's really painful. I used to enjoy spicy stuff. You don't have a stomach! What? How does that work? It works by making me burp a lot more. Like I've eaten a brick anytime I eat. And the reflux. Dang. I had precancerous things removed. They basically did the vertical sleeve operation like they do for weight loss. I have friends who've done that, which has helped me drop some weight, but has caused a lot of new problems. Dang. Um, so, I guess it just bypasses the stomach part of digesting. Are you still like digesting stuff like fairly normally, or what does it do for digestion? I guess to not have a stomach. That might be a gross question. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. No limit on questions with me. Some things go through quicker than others. It's wild. Yeah, my roommate's brother, I believe, had that sleeve thing done. He was like 600 pounds or something, and I don't know. I'm not sure what he was down to, but he was like unrecognizable. That was maybe 8 or 9 years ago now. A lot of food tastes different now because I don't have the ghrelin gland. That's where I had the growth things. Oh, weight loss. It's great if they have support and can exercise. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's since put on a little bit more weight than like the first year or so. But he's still like doing way better than he was. Lose weight, and I had the surgery done over 5 years ago for weight loss. It didn't do much for me, but I did lose some. Due to pain issues, blacking out and stuff. And I even attempted to exercise. I just don't bother because I can't do the amount needed to be of any use. And yeah. I think it took him a while to get used to like eating, like getting used to what his stomach could handle. Because it was like he had to be very careful about what he ate. Because at the start, it was like once it got to his stomach, it would just get real tight, and if he ate too much, it would just kill him. I mean, it would just be pain. I do movement exercises for joint and muscle stuff, so I don't see sup. I followed the diet they said I had to, and ended up constipated for 9 months, which caused a lot of problems with pain. Oh, that's following the diet that they told you to? Science is also amazing when it works. Oops. I started doing things my own way and managed to get that under control. Now I can poop normal. But the damage is done. Ooh. Nothing better than feeling like you have a spiral of razor blades rotating through your bowels when you have to poop, or when you have a poop on the way. Criminy. I follow a routine with a dietitian. The things I wanted to use for fiber, they said I couldn't have after surgery, but the stuff they said to use didn't work. could eat chicken or turkey. I couldn't. It caused pain and made me sick. They said no steak, but I could eat that with no problem. So you were just like flying by the seat of your pants. You're just like, well, they said no steak, but what? At this point, what do they know? And it worked out. Ooh, I would be sad if I couldn't have steak. Oh, and here's Bucky. Hey, Bucky. So now it shows there's 2 people in, but when Bucky first commented, it still said 1. 1 viewer on my end, anyway. Boils down to that. Let me see. It boils down to that doctor thing where they go, okay, you had this surgery, but regardless if it was for weight loss or other reasons, you all fit in this one box. And this is what they all must obey. Yeah, to an extent, I think a lot of doctors have to kind of like, I think they kind of end up making it up as they go and see what sticks. Works great for most, but there's those others who it doesn't work for, and they blame the patients, saying you're doing it all wrong. No 2 people are the same, yeah. Do I know how to fill out an open records request? No. I don't even know what an open records request is. Like, I'm a simple man, Bucky. I don't leave this room. I'm sorry. An open records request for like to find out like somebody's like criminal history or something, or like I don't know. Let's see. 40 minutes. 40 minutes into the podcast. The government keeps track of just about everything. You can ask the government to retrieve information for you. Okay. Right. Can I ask what you're trying to what information you're trying to retrieve? Or is that on the DL? Doing some detective work, are you? Anything related to gas turbine cars. Oh, okay. You're still on that quest. I always feel bad because Bucky's always got these questions for me, and I almost never know how to answer them. I'm getting a scam call right now, which might be fruitful to answer on the air.
Was a purchase made of Apple AirPods and Apple MacBook Pro by you amounting to $1,537.35 from EmmaJohn.com. If you have not made this transaction, press 1 to speak to Emma John, customer care representative. I repeat, press 1. Thanks for calling Amazon customer service. This is Lawrence Garcia. How can I help you today?
Oh, I was called by you. I thought. Yeah. Oh, Hmm?
Yeah, please, can you please come back?
Call back?
Yeah, what did you say before? What you are going to say? I couldn't hear you. Your voice is breaking up.
I just
Can you please repeat back to me?
I just got a call and got put on with you. It was like an automated call.
Can you please let me know what the call pertains to?
Something about MacBook Pro, or I don't know. I was just seeing why I was being called.
Did you receive any verification number or a
No.
case ID number?
No.
All right. No. If that is the case, then in order to plug your files on my system, can you please verify me your first and your last name?
No, I'd rather not. Okay. Never mind. Well, they hung up on me. I get so many of those calls. I just answer and sit in silence and then hang up. I should have listened more carefully to that. Well, I think it also starts the call in the middle of that pre-recorded thing half the time. Because I'll get voicemails from those things, and it's like you don't even like. It always like cuts out the part where, what is it? I forget. Like who they are and why they're calling you exactly. You just get the part where you owe them money or something, and there's going to be penalties. If they start talking, I'll go rah in their ears and they hang up. Just be careful responding to them, because sometimes pressing a button or even saying yes can sign you up shit through the phone. That's right. I've heard that. I should start answering phone calls with a fart. Just like all phone calls. Like your grandmother calling to wish you a happy birthday. Hi, Grandma. Let's see. Um, there's this one artist I watch. He always answers scam calls on his show. His name's Brian Shearer, and he's done some like GI Joe comics. He's done what's his other thing? Transformers, which both of which I'm not really familiar with. But I like him, and yeah, on his YouTube show, he'll answer scam calls all the time, and it's usually people like asking him about this particular piece of property near where he lives, but it's not his. He has nothing to do with it, and he answers it in his Michael Kane impression, and it's usually pretty funny. He does, yeah. He works for IDW, but I think he's trying to do more of his own stuff these days. But he still does work for IDW here and there. Hello, who's this? But he always says his name is David Schmidt because they're always looking for David, which he is not. And when they ask for his birthday, he always gives December 7th, 1941, which is the date Pearl Harbor was bombed. The infamous day. There's a few that he cut out just that part of the stream and uploaded it on its own. So he's got some pretty funny scammer videos out there. There's one where it's like this kid that he's talking to for like 15-20 minutes or something, and at the end of the call he gets him to look up prostate, to Google prostate. And the kid's like, oh no, what's that word? He's like, oh, prostate. Wait, look it up. And he does. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, he had a scam call on his stream. Yeah, on Tuesday. But I think that one wasn't as good. I forget what happens though. But he said after the show that they called back and told him, they left a voicemail saying if he didn't answer the phone, he was going to have to pay a very large fine. What would you have told the kid for maximum suffering? Hmm. I don't know. I was not prepared to antagonize. I'm not a good improviser. If this show hasn't made that abundantly clear. Let me see. See, I could have made up a first and last name. I could have started there. My name's Yancy McDougal. They probably would have hung up if I said that name in that voice. They'd have been like, yeah, fake. With that other guy, it's like if the person doesn't have like an accent, like they're clearly like an American, like familiar with like American culture and stuff like that, they usually pick up on the Michael Kane thing as being like a prank pretty quickly. My default fake name is Mike Hunt. I had a math teacher in 8th grade whose name was Fanny Rash. It's like if you're gonna go around being named that, you gotta have like a great personality, but she didn't seem to. That doesn't sound pleasant. She was She was the strictest math teacher I ever had. So she was like incredibly particular about what she assigned us for homework. She would only assign us stuff that didn't have answers in the back of the book, and we had to show our work just so. And she would take points off for everything, and like even if it didn't have to do with the math, like if our name and date weren't just in the right spot on the page or whatever. Oh, look. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, viewers on viewers. Viewers on viewers. Shop. I do want to become famous. Polsky 981. You're the answer to my prayers. Sign me up. Tell me more. Make me famous bot. That's the first bot on Twitch I've seen. I usually see a bunch from YouTube. Scamming mofos everywhere. Ban his butt. Can I do that? How do I do it? I think maybe I have to do it through Twitch, but I'm on StreamYard. Click the name. Ban. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm like clicking on you now. My bad. But I'm like I say, I'm in StreamYard, so I don't think I can do it from here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see if it's open. Like if I don't know if I'll have to log in and everything. Ringle shake. The thing I don't like about Twitch is it always just starts playing. Welcome to the chat room. Let me turn off the sound. Okay, here we are. Polsky. Add friend. Ban. Nailed him. To the wall, brother. Booyah, booyah, booyah. Yeah, I've never seen that on Twitch before. Thank you. Now I know how to do that. Probably the same in YouTube, which I've never thought to like open it up in a separate window and ban those bots. Though I think it's different ones every time. Those usually pop up like 7 times or so in a show. Though I haven't seen any YouTube ones today. Wonk. Got this like egg head. Okay. I was supposed to make myself a big bacon and egg sausage breakfast today. I bought myself all the stuff last night, and that was supposed to help convince me to get up early, and I didn't do it. I'm that lazy. I'm lazier than my love for bacon. If that sentence makes sense. I'm lazier than I love bacon. No, I ended up staying up later than I meant to last night. And it had to do with my computer running slowly. So I was trying to save projects out and make sure they saved and then close the programs. So hopefully by today, things were running normal again. Like, it started with the show crashing on me last night, but then my computer was just running super slow the rest of the evening. I just wanted to make sure stuff saved out if I could help it before I went to bed. It was like 2 a.m. I think it was later. But I was also trying to start a new project. And it ended up being kind of futile. Is Bonehead right-handed? I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure I've seen him use his left hand in this book. But I don't know if I certainly haven't picked a side. And I think he tends to use whatever suits the shot. But if I had to pick, I think I would make him left-handed. Like me. And Crimson, I think. I think Crimson is also left-handed, if I remember. Yes. Nailed it. This cobweb-covered brain of mine, still good for something. If you call that something. Of course, that's from a conversation 2 days ago or something, so take that with a grain of salt. I really do have a bad memory, though. Though it's better than it was when I was a teenager or in my early 20s. My boss at work would tell me something, and then I'd go to do it, and I'd be like, I don't know what he just told me to do. When I think back to those days, when I'm at work nowadays, I'm like, man, I'm really good at like keeping a million things in my head. And I still get made fun of when I forget one little thing. Oh, she says, it's getting worse as I get older. That's what I'm afraid of. He's definitely beneath all the gods, or ambidextrous. My dad's kind of ambidextrous because I think he was born a lefty, and then like all the adults in his life when he was a kid were trying to like beat it out of him. Like, so his teachers made him write with his right hand, so he writes righty, and I think he catches, like when he plays baseball, he catches righty because he would always have to borrow his friend's mitts, and they only ever had like right-handed mitts, and but he still generally does stuff with his left hand, I think. And oh wait, let's see. I'm dreading the day I need my shoulder surgery done because I can't do jack with my right hand. Oh yeah. Yeah, one time I broke my hand punching my brother. And so I was in a cast and I had to like use my right hand for like 3 months or so. Back in the old days, they did that. My dad used to get Kane across the knuckles if he used his left hand, but he's still a lefty. Cool. Not about getting caned. That'll teach you for fighting. I don't know. Yeah, really. I think that was the last like fist fight I got into with my brother. Trying to clean up in the toilet with a non-dominant hand is awkward. Oh man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think my dad ever got the wrapping on his knuckles or anything like that. But my mom grew up in Ireland and went to boarding school with all the nuns, and she got that kind of stuff. They'd get rulers and stuff. Talking out of turn, that's a paddling. Let's see. Let's start with his head. You know what I gotta do is my taxes. When am I gonna do that stuff? I also gotta get to vacuuming this room. This room's starting to look a little skanky. I got laundry to do. Stinking chores. You do yours in August, September. Oh, taxes. Gotcha. Oh, man. Wait. I didn't even know I clicked on another comment. My floor needs vacuuming so bad, but lifting the chair out of the way and pushing the one we have around kills my shoulders with pain. Dang. That's the biggest chore of doing laundry. Like, I don't mind doing the laundry, but it's always like pulling it out of the dryer, folding it, and putting it away. Like, that's like pulling teeth with me. I think that's generally the thing with people in laundry, though. That's what it sounds like. I don't mind getting it together, bringing it down there, setting the washer, transferring it. But even just pulling it out of the dryer, that's when everything breaks down. Yeah, see, I always fold it out as I take it out of the dryer too. And I think that's why I never want to take it out of the dryer. And it just sits there getting wrinkly. Yeah, when I first moved in with my roommate, yeah, that's no good. But when I first moved in with my roommate, it was like I never realized what a neat freak I was. And I was like just cleaning the kitchen all the time, just scrubbing down the kitchen. And it's like I don't have time for this. Like, why can't he just like be cleaner when he cooks or something, or like clean up after himself? And then it was like I was getting like made fun of for like being like cleaning stuff. And I was like, you know what, I gotta let this go because I'm just gonna be miserable. So I kind of stopped being so fussy around the house. But I think as a result, the distribution of like cleaning stuff up has kind of spread. You know what I mean? Like, so he cleans a bit more, and also his girlfriend or fiance now lives here too. So I think that helps. We kind of all clean a bit more. But at first, if I didn't step back, I was just going to be like homicidal. So one time, my roommate asked me, it's like, why are you always so angry when you're doing the dishes? It's like, because there's a while it was like all my free time was getting poured into chores, and half the time I just felt like I was just cleaning up after another adult. But you know, that wasn't necessarily on him. That was kind of me getting used to living with somebody. I hate how messy people are in this house. I live with family. They're hoarders and lazy. That's another thing. I really can't stand clutter and like unnecessary stuff being left out all the time, or like if you never use it, why is it here? Yeah. Like my roommate, he's been my buddy since 2003, and we went to art school together. We met in high school, but he likes like gadgety things, and he it's like if he just sees some kind of new weird pizza cutter, he'll just buy it on a whim. And so we've got like, it's like our we had like a kitchen drawer full of like these like useless like novelty tools. And I can't stand it. It's like, don't buy this junk. Just learn to use a normal pizza cutter. I don't know. The pizza cutter thing is specific because he doesn't like using normal pizza cutters. So we've had like 2 or 3 different novelty, easy to use pizza cutters. Butt shirt, butte shirt. That is partly my fault though with the pizza or the multiple pizza cutters. I think though because we had a normal one that I think I packed into a pizza box and threw out one day on accident. I realized it like just after they picked up the trash. Chef knife. Yeah, we always when I was growing up, we always used a knife to cut pizza. In fact, I think looking back, I think I think I'm a lot like my mom in a way where she sees these like tools like when I see all these tools that my roommate brings into the kitchen, I'm just kind of like sneering at him like you don't need all that to strain noodles. No, I don't know. I can't think of anything specific. I just know he's got a bunch of weird stuff. Like my mom would never use measuring cups. She would just kind of wing it, like eyeball it. Like I know I know roughly how big a cup is, and it's like the amount that I would be off is like never such a consequential amount that it's going to spoil the recipe. But my roommate, he uses like measuring cups for everything when he cooks. And I'm like, what's the big deal? Like that's the most that's the most inconsequential amount of butter, and you're like using a special scoop for it. It's like it annoys me, but then I'm also like, that's nothing to get annoyed about, right? That's nothing to you know. I always got to remind myself that I'm being silly. Because I don't want to be in. I don't want to be as frustrated a guy as I can be. If him using a little scoop for sugar, a little pre-measured scoop for sugar is the worst thing that happens to you all day. What a charmed life you live. Right? I don't know. I got to temper myself that way. Because I just get so annoyed. Oh, here's another thing. My roommate's one of those guys that he like splashes some water on each dish and then puts it in the dishwasher, still covered in grime. Oh, that kills me. It drives me up a wall. And I remember we got into arguments about it when we first moved in together. And then now I hear his girlfriend or his fiance, who's also my roommate, arguing with him about it, and he still refuses to. It's like you gotta at least scrub it a little bit, you know? I've pulled dishes out of the dishwasher that still had food on them. Oh, it drives me crazy. And I think there's like one in every household that does dishes that way. Is what it sounds like to me. It's a dishwasher. It's what it does. I was like, yeah, but it's not like AI. It like guns for gunk. It's just generally washing dishes. You know, you can't count on it to get every nook and cranny of like a potato masher, like like with all those like corners and things where, you know what I mean? It just, yeah. Imagine when people use something and leave it there caked in food all afternoon and overnight. I finish dishing up. I at least fill the pan with water to soak until I eat or wash them before I eat. That's something my roommate used to do when I first moved in. Like he would like leave it with like sitting with water, and even that would drive me crazy. And then I realized that's like because I'd never done that before, like leave it sitting with water, and now I'll do that because it does make it easier to clean. You're meant to rinse everything before going into the dishwasher, but they're more just a rinse machine. They don't actually scrub things like you would if you did by hand, right? Like the hot water helps, but you know, but it's not gonna intelligently wash each individual dish. Soak my straw in glass and have daily ice that I have daily iced coffee in. I'll go out and wash it when I'm out in the kitchen next. More often than not, I'll go back to wash it and someone's empty. Oh, I wash it and someone's emptied it. I'm like, for fuck's sake. My mom is notorious for you'd set down a glass of water or you'd set down a cup of tea and walk away, and you'd come back to take a sip and it'd be gone. My mom would scoop it up and clean it up, and it's like, hey, I was drinking that like 2 minutes ago. My mom's a busybody in the kitchen. She's just always like moving. But with 7 kids, I guess. I don't know, but she looks like she's like running a diner or something when she's in the kitchen. Dishwashers clean and sterilize, but pretty much pre-clean stuff. Yeah, I lose it if mom comes in the kitchen when I'm cooking. Let's see. Yeah, if there were times where I decided to like cook something for dinner, and my mom is literally standing under my feet, just like, "Oh, here, let me get that for you," and like it's like, no, I'm doing it already. Stop. And it's like if I ever tried to help her in the kitchen, she she knows that she would not want somebody doing that. Like she would always get annoyed if I ever tried to help her cook something. And I would always try and help her in the kitchen from time to time because she always would act so like put upon. My mom's so weird. I love my mom, but she's weird. Let's see, I got oops. Let's see. Almost there. How do I make this tangent? I'm gonna take that out. Trying to avoid a tangent over here by his where this line comes in, and it kind of just meets this line. And I almost did it with another line. So like when things come to like perfect corners like that, I just want to avoid that. Does that work? This toad is coming off to the ground. Does that work? I don't know. I'm getting burnt out on this page though. Okay. Let's see. I have a package of unopened ones of these Sakura Jelly Roll pens that I really need to break into, because the 3 that I have in this drawer, I have 3 or 4 in this drawer, and they all seem like they're not very effective lately. So this Presto Jumbo Correction pen. Oops. Which is a bit more effective to begin with. It's just, it's better for broader areas. It says fine point, but it's hard to to put a fine point on it. Sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna call this one done for now. Oh, look at that. If I scan those images into a computer, does it white out? Or does the whiteout show as a shaded area, or doesn't scan in? It'll probably show up. See, I need to get me a scanner for pages this big. I believe you might be able to see it to some extent. But if you bring it into Photoshop, and there you can like mess with the levels, or do the thresholding, and it should bring everything to black or white if you do the thresholding, and it'll take out all the gray tones. And if there's still like if some of the stuff you want to go to white goes to black, you can just go over it, I guess, in Photoshop. But it does take out like the middle ground if you do like such and such process, which is the next step. I mostly got to get a scanner to scan this stuff, but that's what I'm looking for. I was gonna try and do it at my local library, and it was like, I don't know, you scan each individual thing, and it's a whole like process, and then you email it to yourself. And then I did 3 pages just as an experiment, and none of them emailed to me. So I don't have time to mess around with them. So maybe until I find a scanner, maybe I'll check out scanning stuff at the FedEx office, or FedEx Kinko's or whatever. See if that's reasonable to do. That would cost something to scan each page, I imagine, but I don't know. I'm looking for a large format scanner for cheap. My light has horns. Yeah, I made for Halloween. I made a cardboard Viking costume. I have the rest of the costume somewhere. Like, I made a sword. I'm not used to the camera being at that angle. I made like a sword and a shield out of cardboard, and I made like shoulder armor. And was there something else? I made like wrist gauntlets. And yeah, a couple of years ago, I made this elaborate cardboard robot costume that's since gotten thrown away, but I really liked that. I should have saved the head, but I don't know what I would have done with it. But yeah, that's something I got from Doug's Maple. He would make. He's a comic artist I really like, but on his YouTube channel he would make cardboard armor and stuff. He actually has a book called Cardboard that it's one of my favorites that I've talked about. I think I flipped through it on this show a couple times, but yeah, he got me into making stuff out of cardboard. So when I make my Halloween costumes, I'll make them out of cardboard usually. Next year, I'm thinking I got to go all out and like paint it up and get real elaborate with it. I'm always trying to beat my creative sister-in-law who makes like big themed family costumes, and she goes all out crazy bonkers with it. So yeah, I'm always trying to beat her. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Bye, Crimson. Good talking to you. Good to see you again, and good to see you, Vucky. I think Vucky always leaves. He gives us the Irish goodbye every time. But good to see you. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe earlier than today. That's the goal. That's always the goal, to get it as early as possible. And I never want to get out of bed. But anyway, this has been Ink the Book Show. Goodbye.